Well, welcome back to another episode of Josh Does Movies Reviews. And it is April Fool's Day coming up. And guess what Sony did? They released Morbius. I'll be honest, I already made a review of this movie, but I didn't check my setup and my mic wasn't working properly, so my rant that I gave, everything that I had going off originally, is gone. But that's okay because we have here Morbius, the new Sony Marvel movie that is quite frankly one of the worst movies I've seen ever in a movie theater. Um, I think this movie is going to be remembered for a lot of different things. I think when we look overall at the uh, everything that's happened, we're gonna really kind of just question how like one like if you're Sony and you're head of the Marvel division and you're planning Venom 2, you're planning Craven, stuff like that, and you make this Morbius movie, how did Daniel Espinosa get this so bad and wrong? The editing in this movie's horrible. The writing in this movie's horrible. Acting, the actors, for the most part, Jared Leto, Matt Smith, Jared Harris, they didn't get really. They were decent acting, but they never got a chance to act because the theme of this movie is two things. The first thing that's the theme of this movie is cut, cut, cut. I say something, I have a brief moment, and cut, cut, which basically makes this movie's pace be so breathtaking fast that you're having to keep up with all the stuff that's going on, but so slow because you're getting next to no character development throughout the movie. So you're kind of just like, meh. And it's not a roller coaster ride in a way to where like you have fast paced movies and there's a big action scenes and you're like, whoa. It's just straight up just like cutting through conversations and basic stuff, um, and moments that probably could have been breathed upon more. That it just it's bad. Um, I said earlier, the title of uh, this review is April Fool's Day. You got it, Sony, because the other theme of this movie is a completely misleading ad campaign. Um, Throughout this ad campaign, you saw trailers that featured Michael Keaton and Vulture in many different ways. There were Spider-Man references throughout, and when you actually have the movie itself, it has none of that. Post credits, you get some stuff of that. Actual movie, absolutely nothing about that, and it's honestly sickening to see, and it's gonna make a lot of people upset who go to see this because you're coming off a some decent Venom movies. Venom 1 was pretty good. Venom 2 was all right, but they both did very well at the box office. Spider Man No Way Home was amazing at the box office, had very strong numbers. This movie, I think the pandemic saved them a bit because they were able to push it back for COVID, and then they got pushed back far enough that it was like around the same time as Venom 2 and Spider Man No Way Home, and they could realize, like, Sony was smart. Let's put this movie that's categorically bad, that's going to upset people, and put it behind these other movies that people will like, and something like Spider-Man No Way Home that's going to get a ton of action in the theater and you get people excited, and we'll use that goodwill to get people into the seats for opening weekend of Morbius and hope we can make as much money up front. So because it's not going to have legs. This movie is a horrible, horrible movie that doesn't take itself seriously enough, artistically, to give you a narrative story that fits the characters that you have. Michael Morbius, and his friend Milo, both suffering from a rare disease that doesn't allow them to walk, that gives them big medical issues that happens throughout. Dr. Michael Morbius looking for a cure. And that cure may turn them into a living vampire. Um, Really dark, really rich stuff as a story, but again, cut, 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 action, cut, cut, action, cut, cut, action, cut, cut, joke, cut, cut. you never get moments with these characters where you understand, where you can really live and you see them to get the shine in these struggles they're going through, and it just makes for a very just rushed movie that doesn't have any good character development, that is telling you everything in the world without allowing these actors to act, and is just a bad movie. Mix that in with the horrible advertising campaign. That's a big miss of it. I can't again. This movie was supposed to come out in January, and again, Sony being smart was like, let's move this further away so No Way Home can bring up more money and we keep goodwill up. And I can't think they did not plan this. I cannot think they did not think. Hmm. You know what'd be really funny? If we put the release date on April 1st as an April Fool's joke, because everything else we did in this movie, with leading up to it, is completely misguided and wrong, and these fans are expecting something that they're just not getting. Uh, Truly, it's an April Fool's joke. Morbius is the closest thing I can think of to a truly April Fool's joke release date of a movie that I can think of per se. And it's not good. And I didn't. I know I went in with very low expectations, and somehow it was able to do worse. You have great actors like Jared Leto in there. Matt Smith is amazing in the movies, and he tried his best here. But when you don't give these actors like a legitimate 45 seconds to a minute to actually even act out base scenes, and I'm not even asking for like multiple minutes. I'm talking like you couldn't give them a minute to act out a scene without cutting to something else. It's just a very bad movie, and Sony's division is better not hire these people to do any more movies anytime soon because this was horrible, and they knew it. They knew what they were made. They knew it was a bad movie, which is why it was got pushed way behind the other movies, and now there's a big gap between your next Spider-Man style movies and the Spider-Verse universe live action. Because they're letting Morbius be the kind of your last little memory that's gonna hopefully be forgotten about, and you'll just remember the other stuff that came before it. Overall, just horrible, horrible movie. If we look at where I think it lands in the year, it's something I didn't think was possible. I've said like, hey, we're one movie closer for Moonfall being off the top 10. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. We have a lot of good movies coming out soon. Moonfall's going to be gone pretty quickly, and Morbius comes in and is like, no, you are going to be 1 week more, one movie more with Moonfall in your top 10 because I am going to do the impossible. I am going to take Moonfall and make it better than me. Which, kudos, Morbius. You are that bad that you have given Moonfall the right to not be the worst movie I've seen so far this year, and probably not, now not the worst movie I've seen in 2022. It's going to be a while before we find a movie that might be as bad as this one, but I don't recommend this for people. If you like the trailers and you like, like pointless action style movies and stuff, maybe you'll enjoy this, but I don't think you will. And if you like the trailers at all, I think you're going to hate this because it's false advertising. What they show you in the trailers just isn't in the movie. Like, there's like curveballs throwing and there's like editing out scenes or stuff like that, but this is like literal like things they put in the trailer just aren't even in the movie. And like the shots that you see of like Vulcan aren't even in the post credit scenes that he may or may not be in. Oh boy, this was bad. Coming soon though, I know Ambulance comes out soon, so we'll see Ambulance. Everything Always All at Once. We got great reviews coming out of limited release, so I'm looking forward when that goes wide next weekend. We're gonna watch that movie. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is coming up. I've heard very good things about that movie. Crimes of no Crimes of Grindelwald. The Secrets of Dumbledore is coming out. The Northman's coming out. The Nick Cage movie's coming out. Doctor Strange is coming out. We have a lot of great movies coming up in the next month and a half to 2 months. So this could be a lot of reviews, and I think we're going to have a lot more positive things that's going to get Moonfall, Uncharted, and now Morbius off this top 10 list because these are some pretty bad movies. And just, I hope wherever you're at, if you have something to do this weekend, go watch something else. Go try Uma. I might go back there and try Uma or X this weekend, try to get another movie review out, but Morbius is not a recommendation for me. This is one of the worst movies I've seen. I'm upset because I came in hot in my first recording that I had the mic muted when I was kind of like, April Fools, you got us, because this isn't April Fool's jokes. Like, straight up, Morbius is an April Fool's joke to people who like comic book movies, who watch the trailers. Like, this is the biggest April Fool's joke in the world. Um, and is gotta hand it to Sony because you got us. April Fools, you got us. You got us. Good job, Sony. But until next time, have a good day, have a good night, have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.